That's why
I call the TLSS meeting to order for August 21st. The first order of business, we're gonna appoint Mr. Kamari for the evening to the TLSS committee to have a quorum. Can I have a roll call, please, Shannon?
Member Wigan? Here. Member Kappas?
Here.
Member White?
Here.
Member Kamiri?
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. And consent agenda, approval of the minutes for, pledge of allegiance, I'm sorry. Thank you, I was looking for that. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks. So we got the wrong agenda. All right. Consent agenda, approval of the minutes from the TLSS meeting for July 24th.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. And we'll open it up for public comment. Do I have anybody from the public wishing to speak?
Can I just make a comment? We can just barely hear you back here, so if you could
I know, I
speak
speak
up.
quiet. I will try my best.
Okay, thank you.
I will pause public comment, but I will first read the public comment statement. Publicly communicating false statements about people that defame them could subject the speaker to both criminally and civil liability in the state of New Hampshire. In that vein, statements made at public input or at public hearings are not immune from potential consequences for their words. Furthermore, the fact that the public body does not prevent these statements from being made does not excuse or endorse those statements. It just means that the public body, in this case, the school board, both recognizes and respects the right to free speech enshrined in the First Amendment to the Constitution. Again, we'll pause public comment. If anybody chooses to speak at the end, we'll open it back up. General business administration. So the first order of business is Director of Guidance proposal, which the name has not been changed, correct, to Director of College and Career Readiness?
Yes, sir. So I think the members remember the last month we actually had this and we tabled it because there wasn't representatives from the high school available that evening to be able to speak to it. I know that Mr. Roy has worked on this, I think, for a number of years, putting this proposal together. He's worked with a number of administrations, and I know that it's gone through a couple different iterations with each one of those conversations. So most recently, Mr. Roy, myself, and Dr. Nichols did meet to kind of work this through. It did seem that the needs of the high school and the responsibilities of the position really didn't match only strictly the title that was proposed in years past. And as this continued to morph, we said, let's try to create a title for this position that's really more reflective of what they're going to be doing. So I know Mr. Roy and his team can certainly speak to that this evening.
Yeah, thanks for hearing us. We'd like to add a Director of College and Career Readiness. It's going to align with our district strategic planning. A lot of us were on the committee to develop that strategic plan. This very much aligns with what we're trying to accomplish there. It'll also really help us with our NEASC accreditation, which will be coming up, and we start that process this year. We do our collaborative visit next year, and then we have our full visit in 2028. What we'd be doing is looking at existing resources that we have. So I'm not asking for more money, I'm not asking for an additional position. I just wanna look at what I already have and shuffle things around and reallocate to get this position. So it's not gonna cost the district more money, it's actually gonna save us $50,000 because we're gonna take two teaching positions that they budget in a teaching position about $100,000 with benefits. That's about what we use to budget for a new position. A new administrative position is about $150,000, so we would take the two positions that are unfilled right now and create this position. The two positions that are unfilled, it's our second ELO coordinator, so we have two ELO coordinators. We added one several years ago. We did a lot of work with the planning and infrastructure. So when one of our ELO coordinators went to the middle school to be a guidance counselor down there, that freed up this position, and I don't feel like we need to add a second one. because of the infrastructures we've already put in place. And the second would be the wellness counselor. So those two positions, we feel we can certainly meet the needs under this new position with what this new position would encompass. So you have the job description there. I do wanna point out, I'm starting year 13 at Spalding, and I'll say within the last 15 years, we've lost 2 administrators over the years, 2 administrative positions and 1 school counselor. That's put a huge burden on my existing team. We all have to keep assuming those roles, those duties don't go away. This is a great opportunity to get back an administrative position that would oversee our wellness and our pathways work, which is our 2 very significant goals in our strategic plan that, you know, we've adopted over the last few years with Ed Elements. So this is what we need, and I'm gonna let you
I
two
just
speak.
wanted to kind of reiterate a little bit
This
with
is
that
Jenna,
too.
my deputy principal.
Jenna Katsama's deputy principal. So, you know, kind of like what Justin said, we have pathways work, we have our MTSS work that we're doing, we have our SEL learning. We also have the vision of a learner, you know, and we have the standardized testing, and everything at this point is kind of happening in silos, right? Cause we've all taken on different responsibility. This person would bring that vision and bring everything back together, so it's cohesive, so we're moving forward together. So, you know, I think it's really important that we do that to also make it sustainable, right? It's stuff that we're not just doing once, but, you know, we're continuously doing and moving forward.
My name is Kara McDermott. I'm the team leader, department head of Spalding High School School Counseling Department, and I was tasked with I was tasked to find out sort of locally and across the state, you know, what resources or was this position in other schools, or how, you know, what did that look like? And so I surveyed 25 schools across the state, various size, Class L, Class M, you know, different size schools. And of the 25 that I surveyed, 20 of the 25 have an administrative position that oversees school counseling, wellness, testing, career education pathways. So I just wanted to share that with you.
Folks, just so I understand it, because certainly the educators and maybe I'm sure even the board members understand the need and the value, but for those millions of people that are home watching and probably have more of just a fiscal concern, this is a position that does not add to the budget. This is not additional funds. This is just existing funds in the high school. You're just asking to reallocate the existing funds in the high school for a different position.
With a savings in funds as well.
Savings of, well, I went into Adriana and I just said, give me like a ballpark if we were to do this, what numbers are we sort of looking at? And I got these numbers from her, so it's about a $50,000 savings. Yeah. And we're confident that we can cover the job responsibilities of those other 2 jobs.
I know my school has a director of counseling and there are certainly some benefits to that, so I'm looking forward to, if this passes, that see the end result of how it works out and improves everything. I have one question for you. Karen, you mentioned that you're the current department head. Would that role change with this? Would the new person be a department head, or would that still fall on someone like you?
Yeah, the role of team leader would still be there, but this would be an additional administrative position above me.
Justin, the only question I had is, so I hear you're confident that you can take those duties and distribute them. Any of the duties that you guys have bore over the past several years, are you confident that those duties can then come back off of you guys so you can focus on what you need to be focusing on, and some of those duties can then go on to this position as well?
That's why I've pushed so hard for this job, because our administrators are swamped, yeah. And so this is just adding a layer of support. Ultimately, I'm going to be overseeing all of these things, correct, as the building principal? So like, we're not just taking testing and then giving, okay, good luck, let me know how it goes, or master scheduling. They're just going to be the administrator that reports to me about those things. So it's not like we're just saying we're gonna hand all these things off to them. That's not, they'll be a part of the administrative team that will oversee. And it, you know, I look at it like I'm the spoke for everything to keep it going. Well, this person would be the spoke for our pathways and our mental health and all these things that seem to just be in silos right now. This person would be that central person. Be our community outreach person, they'd be on the mental health, the Rochester Mental Health Committee. So that's how I envision this, you know, morphing into. Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion, we send this to the full board for approval.
Second.
Second discussion.
Discussion.
Does it still have to go through finance? Because
That's
I
my-
know there's no financial implications, but it
Right,
should
and so I said to Matt, because there isn't a fine, we're not adding money to the budget, it's not we're not seeking additional funds or resources. It's already within the existing high school budget. I would say you're probably safe just moving it to the full board. If we were gonna ask for additional resources or funds, then certainly would have to go to finance, but whereas it's just he's using existing funds. Saving some, which I think we all applaud. I think you're safe just sending it straight to the board, it's just a position.
I have one request, I don't know if I go through you or you, but are we able to advertise an anticipated opening? Since we're getting toward the end of,
I don't have a problem with that, I mean, ultimately, I think it's superintendent's.
Yeah, I certainly, as you know, anticipated is certainly appropriate, it's still gonna be up still to the full board to vote it through. But certainly I think you post it as anticipated would be appropriate.
That way you can get the ball rolling.
right,
And obviously work with Katie on that. Alright, so we have
thanks everyone.
motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. So item 2 on the agenda is the review of the area agreement.
So I had an opportunity to meet with the Wakefield superintendent last week. She invited me up to Sanbornville to meet with her. One of the topics of discussion that she wanted to broach was the area agreement that we currently have with the community of Wakefield. They would like to revisit it with us. There's some, I think, some concerns that they have with it. What she shared initially was, you know, specifically around the numbers of students in it. That is an agreement that's made between the Rochester School District and the Wakefield School District. So my recommendation to her and would be to you is that we through the board designate a committee of members that would meet with the Wakefield School Board members and then, you know, basically negotiate a new area.
And this is the most updated agreement.
This is the most updated one, and this was, I think 2018. And I don't say that it's probably worth at least revisiting.
And that would have to go. We wouldn't put that committee together through our committee, that would have to go to the board to put the members together.
Right.
Correct. So no action at this point.
Just my understanding is these area agreements are good for 10 years, is that generally?
Well, so it's interesting, so they're sent to the state because the state has to approve them, and then at least on Wakefield's end, it actually has to go to referendum as well too on at their town meeting. So it's, I don't know if there's I'm looking to see if there's a closing date
I didn't
on
see
it,
one.
but I don't.
Or is it might be one of those things where it is good
Good
until
until
it's
it's-
rescinded.
So,
So
yeah, I don't see a closing date on it.
So just as a point of discussion, as per the area agreement, there shall be annually at least 2 joint board meetings, October and April, of the Wakefield and Rochester area school boards. I think we need to coordinate. So I think
it's maybe been a while
it's
since
been,
this happened,
it
so.
that has slipped, I think,
I think we had one.
in my tenure, we've had 2.
And to be fair, I do note that there was one on the books, but it got canceled because of weather, so.
Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't attempts to.
So I think this should be referred to the full board and we can come up with a strategy to actually have that meeting in October where parties, all present, can be discussing.
And there's no vote taken on that because there's no action on it other than.
Right, just a full board, yeah.
Yeah, move to full board. Did you get that, Shane? Thank you.
And I certainly will communicate to the Wakefield superintendent the willingness of this board to meet with their board so that she can plan for that as well too.
Thank you. Alright, and the third item that we have is the proposed FY 25-26 calendar correction.
Yeah, so this came out of a conversation with the Teachers Association. I guess the collective bargaining agreement has that there's a mid-year workshop that is scheduled either on the Monday or Friday that is closest to the 91st day of teaching. I think when the calendar was originally put together, it looks like they had designated January 19th, which is a holiday. It's the Martin Luther King holiday, so certainly I don't think folks are gonna wanna give up the holiday. So that, we looked at that with the association, and it was suggested that the Friday, January 30th would be the day that they would prefer to have the teacher in service day. So it's just a change of the calendar.
Do I have a motion to accept the change to the calendar to move it to full board for adoption?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Alright, thank you.
We'll communicate that to the association as well, thank you.
Alright, next item on the agenda is other.
I don't believe there is any answer.
This would be the idle policy.
That's
For
for
governance. Okay. I'm sorry, that was falling under us. Alright, we'll open up public comment. Alright, seeing none, we'll close public comment. And we do not have a non-public, correct?
We do not, sir, no.
Alright, motion to adjourn TLSS.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.